Good early afternoon. Before we get into this update, we need to go over a very serious issue, not issue, but a very serious level for XRP. And as much as our excitement is growing, we know we have an inverse head and shoulders that is playing out beautifully. We broke out of a cup and handle. I want to show you the resistance level if broken and what we can achieve here. It could be something epic. We also need to pay attention to the fact that we've been massively on a tear here in the last couple days. And as you can see by some of the market, we've had like HBAR drop 7%, B-Chain drop 8%, ZIL drop 7%. You've seen Doge come down like some 25%. That's no joke. Doge has come down from the top about 25%. So XRP was lagging behind, but now we have to do the diligence to watch the rest of the market as well and see if it's giving us a little protocol to follow. Doge was down 22% at the top. Right now it's 18%. So that's a mighty big pull down. You have Algo down 7.4%, IOTX down 11.23%, IOTA down 4.43%. This morning I told everybody, not a data leverage trade. Just it's a data. If you have spot, that's one thing. If you're trying to find a spot to accumulate or whatever the case may be. But don't get caught in the way of the market manipulators as they're trying to grab some liquidity. Right now, it's fun if you're a holder of XRP. We're up 10%. A holder of XLM, you're up 7.4%, or we're up 7.4%, however you want to phrase it. But I also understand the fact that we are not over the 70-cent resistance that we created we did fall on top of it, but we need to stay on top of 70 cents, and then we could continue the move now. Otherwise, what I am kind of envisioning happening is we already came down to the 66. And we're trying to bounce off it. This is why it's so very important we do this now, because it looks like a nice bull flag's formed here in the 15. And it looks like this is where we can finally play out of here. It's just if we don't, I want to make sure we look at both sides here, because I am very optimistic. I'm just trying to not be over enthusiastic right now. At least not as much as I was when it didn't make any of this 25% move yet, because I knew it was a sure thing. Now it looks like a sure thing, but we do have to proceed with caution, because even in these little spots, things can turn around. But I want to see us come up to about 73.28 cents here. If this can play out proper, this little what looks like a bull flag here, and if you're looking to get some action or something, like if you were playing this, you'd have to monitor your risk. That's a 35% drop if it were to bust this. On a 10x kind of trade. Spot trading, it's interesting right here, because if it breaks up from here, you're looking at about 7%. So $3.50 risk for every $100 compared to a $7 gain practically. So it's basically a 2-to-1 in profit compared to loss risk here. So if you're not a holder, that's something to consider. But let me do the intro here. My son's doing his physical therapy. His food therapy. And I've only got a few minutes to do this, so I just wanted to touch base and let me do the intro real quick. Please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube does recommend this update. I would greatly appreciate it. I think a lot of eyes need to be on this. It's very important today so that we can see if we move up where our next zone is around 73. And then if we move down, we'll talk about exactly where that would be if we bust 66 cents. I'm hoping we don't go that route, but I better do my due diligence here just in case. We're up 10% today. Like I said, we're up about 24% in the last 36 hours. So would it surprise anybody to see a correction? No. But I would also like to be a little positive here and say, we could break through here, and show you exactly how that can be achieved. So good early afternoon, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, November 12th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. I just see a lot of back and forth here with the liquidations right now. I've been watching the liquidation on XRP, and there's a huge liquidation zone we're in right now. That's why it's a dangerous one. These are danger zones. I want it to, as far as a contract trade, from a spot position, if you're holding spot, you shouldn't be worried right now. This is part of the routine. But yeah, it's developing interesting, because if this plays out, like we said, 73 cents is that next short-term move here, if we can come out of here bullishly. And it's actually playing out very nicely right now. If we take this out into the longer time frame, you can see how, to me, we have a massive inverse head and shoulders here on this consolidation. After we broke out of the 2018 resistance and now using it as support, it looks like we created a huge inverse head and shoulders. So this is just the beginning. From a spot position, it feels like we're at the very beginning. Even from a short-term perspective, it looks like, 73 cents is within range. Now, I like to look for a pullback if it's going to do that before I would consider any kind of, extra positioning. But it does look like we've got ourselves a bullish little push here coming. It really does. Now, we could take this and see, okay, well, let's see what we're doing here. We got a resistance. Maybe this will line up right around that area too, you see. It very well could be lining up for that. Wow. We're kind of creating a wedge. If you look at this, it's kind of like a broadening wedge almost. See, that's interesting. Because if you look at it like that, we actually have created a resistance. Let me get this arrow. It's interesting. Because we've created a resistance. Now, does that mean we're going to come up here somewhere around 73 where the technical target out of this bull flag is? That is an interesting one. I think I would be inclined to say probably. Unless, like I said, every step of the way up, unless they just decide to reverse course real quick, which is possible at any moment. That's why I'm saying this with caution. We'll come up here if we play this true, right here. We'll come up here. If this plays true, we'll come up here. So, if it doesn't, we'll at least come back down here and retest probably. No, I can't say that. Because we would come down to 66 because that's the support structure. But then we would come back down likely to at least retest right here. And then if I'm misinterpreting what's going on here, and there's actually like maybe like this, but I think it's showing us right here. I really do. I think this is showing us. Look at that. That's the setup right there. That's what it consolidated into, just like that. Which means if you break this out, the upward target here is 74 cents roughly. Is there anything that can validate that move? So then we look at this bull flag. Because this is a bull flag right here. It looks like a bull flag. It really does. If this is... It all depends because we got this little V shape. It depends where you'd want to mark it. But this is playing right up into this area. It's absolutely playing into this area. And look, the last time this happened, we didn't have the comeback. Look, we have the comeback this time. So we already had the consolidation in the area. We had the initial down target. Oh, man. You take it from the very bottom to right there. Man, that's fucked up. And it should actually be like this because it's the first wick we'd be going for. Whoops. I don't know what I just did here. We got to be a little more conservative. I don't want it to be overextending this. And I take my time, so... Let's just say the breakout is, we could just do it from right here. Like this is the start of the breakout from the 20-day. I mean, that brings it right here. So if you want to look for some fundamentals here, it looks like we've got a fundamental breakout happening in front of us. It really does. It feels like we have a fundamental breakout happening to 74 cents. Beautiful. Honestly, this makes me super excited because I'm a spot holder, but because we're doing this in the moment, it makes it interesting. I would love to see this finish playing out. So I'm XRP Future Millionaire. I'm going to release this to all of you so that you can see this in real time. If you appreciate my work, make sure to hit that like button so YouTube does recommend this video across YouTube. If you want to support me and pay it forward, you can always join Tom's Army. I would greatly appreciate the new members of Tom's Army. Or if you want to send a YouTube super chat, or I'd love to see everybody tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when I do the daily live. So if you struggle to find my content, at least find solace in the fact we get together at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time daily. So have a blessed day, everybody, and let's go XRP, man. Up 11.1% today. And we'll see if we can get this carry through. We'll see if we can get the carry through. Looks like it's breaking out right now as we speak. Remember, if it breaks down this structure, you just got to be a little careful because it could be a little bit of an breakdown of the short-term pattern. But as of right now, this is looking pretty solid. It's looking like this bull flag's playing up, even in the smaller time frame. The 1 minute, 3 minute, you can see it was an inverse candle. So now our next target's going to be to break above. It's going to be to get over that 70-cent mark here. It's going to be to get over that 70-cent mark. That's the bottom line. If we can get over that 70-cent mark, we'd be in good shape. And this does have a technical play up to 73 cents. So basically, it's a bit more reward than risk here, because if you are playing the short term, even on a spot trade, the risk reward here is you're playing this move and you're going to get about 6.6% compared to, it's about a 2-to-1 move. You're playing a 2-to-1 potential here. So stay blessed, everybody.